Oh boy, here we go. So I decided to make a series of hot takes. The hot takes will be pretty outrageous, mostly US oriented. However, you can apply it everywhere with the similar laws as the US has, right? The United States of America. So the first hot take, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a background. I went on my walk. I went on a walk with my dogs. My dogs are two German Shepherds mixed with Huskies, right? So here's your first opportunity to call me a Nazi, because I bet you that when I share this opinion, you're gonna call me Nazi, you're gonna call me women hater, and all of that, right? So my first hot take, like I said, it's gonna be mostly oriented on the US. It's a tip for Republicans and conservatives. And like I said, we know it's never going to happen. It's just an idea. For some people, it might be outrageous idea. Anyway, here we go. So my hot take is that women should not have a right to vote until they become mothers. And here, I know, but that thread's already in my comments, probably, right? But hey, hear me out. So we're talking about the US, right? Men, in order to have a right to vote in the US, have to sign up for mandatory military service, right? So if US goes to war, they can literally call all of the men. If you don't sign up, you don't have a right to vote, you don't have a right to get student loan, for example, and a lot of other stuff, right? And how I came to this idea is there's this famous question that people ask all of the feminists, which is, if you're feminist, you're for equality, do you think that women should go for this mandatory military service, right? And most of the feminists always find a way out, like, no, we don't think so. Out of nowhere, it's about gender roles and stuff like that, right? Well, this would solve it. Like, women should not have a right to vote until they become mothers. And my explanation, my logic behind it is, if you become mother, you're contributing society, you're contributing to the nation, right? You're trying to secure the future of nation, which is pretty much what men do in the army, right? They protect country, they conquer, and all of that. So if women becomes mother, have a kid, that's a new generation for United States and every other country that works on the similar basis. And again, another reasoning I see behind it. Once women becomes mother, she thinks about future more, about the better world for her kids, right? I don't think you necessarily think this way before you have kids. And I see it on me as a father as well. The difference in thinking before I had my boys and now being a father is completely different. And the reason why men have a right to vote when they go to this mandatory military service is because they pretty much have a right to decide, are we going to go to the war or no? However, right now for the women, they have a right to decide to go to the war, but who's going to fight the war? Men, right? Obviously, I would put some exemptions there. For example, women would have an option. Either you go for this mandatory military service if you really want the right to vote, or you're going to become mother eventually, and then you'll get the right to vote. Another exemption I would give, I would select few of the jobs or professions that actually help the nation to grow, something like working in education, working in healthcare, working in, I guess, as a police officer or something with the police, because you're still doing something for the nation. What else would be there? Army, obviously, we mentioned it. Firefighters, even though police and firefighters, it's not really female type of job. But still, if you want to do it, you can, you get your right to vote. But barista at Starbucks? And look, let me put it this way. In either of the jobs I had would classify for the right to vote. And currently, I'm not a citizen of US. I'm not under this mandatory service, and I'm obviously too old as well for that, right? So yes, I wouldn't have right to vote either. There was a few more things I wanted to mention. Yes, I don't know if you're aware of it, but originally women in the US didn't even want to have a right to vote. They had something kind of like a union that brought all of these issues to men, and then they decided based on that, right? And it's not like they completely disregarded women, no. And as a trade out for it, for example, women didn't go into the debt. All of the debt they had on, I guess they didn't have credit cards or anything, but any debt that they would cause went automatically to the husband. So the woman was never in debt. But that obviously changed once they got the right to vote. So anyway, if you made it this far without hating me, tell me what you think about it, shoot me a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow with another hot take, and it's going to be again about voting, and yeah, people will get mad.